All right, so real estate girl, Lorie Woodruff reporting here. I got a couple of things that's been trending right now. And I really wanted to make sure if you know someone that might be looking for a home that's out right now, looking to buy a home. I'm streaming both on Instagram and Facebook. So hey to both of you guys. Hey to both of you guys. Even if you're looking at this replay, make sure you share this video, please, because somebody could be out here looking at a home this week and they really need to be saved for a couple from a couple of things that's going on right now. So certainly share the video. Please take a moment just to share it, because certainly one of your friends, one of your family members may need to get this information. I've been working in real estate in Maryland and DC for 21 years, and guys, I have never seen a hyped up market the way it is right now. And I work in real estate sales and I also work in investing. So with those two, yes, they touch. Yes, they definitely touch, because money is always at the root of things that you need to buy to invest in. All right, to keep the lights on. So I love trading. I love trading because that does give not only me but people in my community a sense of involvement. Um, and when you have that liberation where you can actually make profits on a daily basis, you you can't that you can't compare that to a job. So once you learn that, once you learn how you can invest your money, then this kind of conversation is going to happen and be a little bit more easier to digest. All right. So yes, I work in real estate, have been for the last 21 years, love what I do. And over the last 4 years, actually been investing in the foreign exchange market. So that that academy that I belong to really shows everyday people how to make profits online. Okay. And especially in times that we're in right now, we got to be able to do something online where it's not attached to people. Now, I've got some buyers that I'm working with, and I wanted to share a couple of tips. I have 5 tips that if you know someone who's looking to buy, definitely these are some tips that you guys definitely need to absorb today. All right. If you have to buy a home, now is probably, I hate to say the worst time, but it's the overinflated time to buy. Prices in some areas are double digits and like 20%. So if you imagine a house that you saw last year, $300,000, that house is probably now going for 20, 40, or maybe $60,000 more than it was last year. Crazy, right? And that has nothing to do with the mortgage industry this time. It has nothing to do with the mortgage industry this time. What it has to do with is greed. It has to do with greed. And we have to be super careful that if you are emotionally going out in the market, this could definitely help you. Okay. So here we go. If you have to buy, here are 5 tips that I've got for you. What don't do. Don't do this. Don't do this, please. All right. Number one, do not buy out of emotions. Do not buy because you see the frenzy going on with your friends, your family. Do not buy out of emotion. You have to ask yourself, do I need to get into this investment right now? Is this something that I need to do right now? Because renting an apartment ain't bad. Renting a townhouse is not bad. Renting is not a bad thing if you have other streams of income coming in. You got me? If you have other streams of income coming in right now, renting is not a bad thing. Business owners, if you've got a business, I don't care if it's Mary Kay, I don't care if it's Uber, I don't care if it's Uber Eats. If you have another stream of income coming in and you are still renting, be okay with that. Be okay with that. All right. So emotionally, just do not do this because, well, I'm 38 years old or I'm 45 or, I have to buy. No, you don't. When they say out there, it's the best time to buy, y'all know how I feel about the word they. If they said it, do you say it? Screw them. Screw, screw they. You have to be okay with the interest rates are super sexy low. Yes. But if you can't afford it anyway, why are you buying something that yesterday was 300,000 and tomorrow it could be worth 270? You don't go into a store now, because now you guys are real good at this, and I do this well. If I see a shirt online for $40, right? And if I see another identical shirt that is $29.99, where do you think I'm going? So why are we spending over and above? Because we're emotional, because it's all about emotions. So be super careful not to buy strictly out of emotions. All right? You guys got that part. Number two, if you have to buy a home, don't do this. Don't avoid home inspections. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I got a bonus here. I just was sleeping on this one last night. All right. When you purchase a home, you have no idea what's going on with that home, right? That's the reason why you trust your real estate agent to send you some referrals for a home inspector. Maybe you have one of your own. But if your real estate agent says, in order to get this deal, you're going to have to avoid doing an inspection. But if you do it, the seller is not going to fix anything. Is that a home that you're comfortable with going forward? If the agent is suggesting get to this house, but anything that could be wrong with it, it's on your dime. It's on your dime. Would you feel comfortable with knowing that the roof could be messed up, the windows aren't in place, and there's some electrical issues, but you got the house? Be super careful, because your real estate agent anchors a lot of the opinions and suggestions that go on in these deals. And if your real estate agent is not someone of integrity, then they would get you into a home and you're going to have expensive repairs later. And who's going to have to pay for that? You as the new home buyer. So thanks you guys for sharing this video. Thank you. Hey, my favorite tax man. What's up, Copeland? I'm giving out some tips today of what not to do when you're purchasing a home. What not to do, okay? Number one, we already did. Don't buy out of emotion. Do not buy out of emotions. Don't do what the Joneses is doing. Don't just keep up because you think this is your best time to buy. If you know in your gut you can't afford it, do not buy it. In your gut, if you feel weird that the real estate agent is saying waive the home inspection and don't do one at all just to get the house, run. That real estate agent does not have your best interest. All right. Now, if you do an inspection and the contract is contingent upon the seller fixing X, Y, and Z, that's the way it typically has been. But now what I'm seeing is that agents are writing offers where it's as is. It's as is. So if anything comes up on that inspection, short or long pieces of paper, it's on you as the buyer to take care of all of those expenses, plus any rehab work that you may want to do, plus your closing costs and down payment. So be super careful where your money is flowing, because it could be an expensive money pit if you are not careful. All right. Number three. Hey, you guys. Number three. Thank you guys for sharing. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this will save somebody from an expensive money pit. Number three, do not pull out all your money from your retirement. Ben, tell them that it's not the time to pull out all of your money from your retirement account to buy this one house. Your retirement is set for a reason. Your retirement is set for a reason. So let's just say you have $100,000 in your retirement account. Still not a lot of money. If you're in your 40s, if you don't have at least $1 million in that retirement account, you're still in trouble. So I'm just running numbers. If you have $100,000 and between closing costs and, hey, I want to get some monies out to fix up my new crib, if you pull out $50,000 and you now have $50,000 in your retirement, you don't have another 50 years to replenish that money. You don't have that kind of time. So you just took out your money for your future to take care of this house today, where you could have taken that $50,000, got yourself a life insurance policy, cash value, and that money could have gotten you close to over six figures, over 100, 200, 300, 400, or $500,000 or more if you plug that money in right. If you plug that money in right, your tomorrow could be millions of dollars richer if you don't buy that house. Because if you pull out this retirement now, you can't replenish that. You don't have that kind of time. You don't have that kind of time. I have one client who only has $20,000 in his retirement, and he is 43 years old. He wants to buy a house. His closing costs come up to 20 grand. $20,000. So he's pulling it all from there. He doesn't have a second job. He doesn't have a second stream of income. When I told him about trading, he was like, nah, you go ahead with that. Okay, no problem. No problem. But you're going to pull out all your retirement. So if anything were to happen in your future, you are ass out. Literally, you're out. All right. So be very careful taking any money out of your 401k. It's there for a reason. It's parked for a reason. And then I would still suggest you still talk to someone who specializes in wealth strategies, like a life insurance specialist. Ben Copeland is on the line. He's actually on the line. Ping him. What can I do with this sucky retirement account that I do have, and how do I grow this into a better account? You need to talk to someone who's got the ability to show you how to grow your money. At this age, we can't fuck around no more. We can't play around. Okay. All right. Number 4, do not overpay your appraisal value. This is a big one. Do not overpay it. Okay. So let's look at that example where the house, you're under contract for $300,000. All right. You did your home inspection, and now the lender has to do their due diligence and order an appraisal. The appraisal comes back at $270,000. Do you know what some realtors and lenders are suggesting? Go on, pay the difference. Go pay the difference. But in a real world, if you saw that an asset was worth, that you paid $300,000 for something, you're under contract for that, but the appraisal, the report, all right, the qualified and licensed appraiser came back and said it's only worth, out of my research, it's only worth $270,000. So there's a $30,000 deficit there. That means you're buying something already that's not worth it. You're buying something that's not worth it. So if you buy something that's $30,000, you know what some agents are doing? Some agents are telling them, hey, if you want to keep this house, the seller wants what they want for the house. They want that $300,000. So you're going to have to pay that 30 grand. So that goes back to number 1, emotion. Does that make sense? That you would buy that house in these times where prices are overinflated, and you would purposely buy something that's not valued at what you're paying on black and white. Okay. Now, I am an advocate of doing the right thing, of buying when it's your best time. But right now, for a lot of people, it's not in their best interest to buy a home, depending on all factors involved. Everyone's buying a home for different reasons. And I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying these are some things that I'm seeing that's coming up where you may want to, pay attention to. Keep both eyes open, not just one eye. Keep both eyes open so that you're really paying attention to really what's going on, because your money is everything. All right. And you don't want to regret this later. We are in a bubble. We've been here before. So what happens when prices keep going up and up, just like the stock market or the foreign exchange market? You go up and up, at some point, it's got to come down. Well, at least in my market, I get benefited either way. But in this market, it does not benefit you when the prices roll backwards. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So my Instagram family, you guys see it? You guys see what I'm talking about? Now, the last thing is number five. Number five, if you have to buy a house right now, don't do this. Don't deal with a greedy real estate agent. Don't deal with a greedy real estate agent. You guys know how a greedy real estate agent would be, wanting you to buy no matter what. Sign here, no matter what. Hey, the seller says they want 300,000, but the appraiser came in at 270. Hey, you still gotta buy this house. That's greedy. That's greedy. Okay. If they're not looking out for their best interest, you looking out for your best interest, they're looking out for their commission check. So they really just want to get you to the settlement table so they can get paid. You know the difference. You know the difference. You know in your gut, is this right? Do I feel right? And if you don't feel right, get off. Get off that and keep on moving. Stay in that apartment if you need to. Rent a place. Rent a larger place. It's okay. It's okay. It may not be your time right now. And the big bonus, this is the big bonus that I have for you. So let's go over the 5 tips where I said, if you have to buy a house right now, don't do these things. 1, do not buy out of emotion. Do not buy out of emotion. Number 2, don't avoid getting a home inspection. Do not ever avoid that. Number 3, do not pull out all of your money from your retirement account to buy this home. Do not pull out all of your money from your retirement. Some is okay. There's no penalty when you take out some for the purchase of a home. But guys, do not take out all of it. There are companies and life insurance companies. Cash value life insurance policy is what you need to be asking your wealth strategist about. That's what you need to be asking them about. All right? Because retirement don't give you the same aggressive increase like a cash value policy could. So you really need to make that change. Even if you have a 401k or a TSP, you need to talk to someone about switching that to a better account anyway. All right. Number 4, avoid overpaying the appraised value. Avoid it at all cost. If the appraisal comes in at the same price that you paid for the home, awesome. But that's going to be your tail on did I underpay this house? Because that is telling you if you are on track or if you are overpaying for this house. And if you feel comfortable with buying into an asset that's already low, that's on you. That's on you. The video has already been told to you. I'm trying to help out because what's going to happen is all these overinflated values that are out here, at some point, the values are going to go down. And if you've been thinking that your neighborhood is trending at 450 and 400,000, it may roll back to reality real soon. So just be aware. Okay. Number 5 is don't deal with a greedy real estate agent. Do not deal with a greedy real estate agent. And that person is only for their best interest. They don't care about you. They care only about getting you to the settlement table. And as I said, we have a 6th sense for a reason. We have that gut. We have that intuition for a reason. If it doesn't feel right, get out of there. Get out of there and just say, I want my deposit back. Maybe this isn't the best time for me. I know real estate agents are like, why the freak are you saying that? Because I'm real with it. Because I'm so real with it. I don't want anybody getting into a home with me and they regret it months or years now, saying, I wish all the signs were there that I shouldn't have bought in 2021. You tried to tell me, but I did. But if you did it anyway, that's on you. But at least it's off my conscience that, are you really ready to buy right now? If you've got other streams of income and other assets coming in and you're renting, okay, cool. Then it's okay. Stop thinking that renting is the worst thing to do. But if you just have one stream of income, you have one job, then you could be in trouble. You could be in trouble. So make sure you've got multiple streams of income coming in. Do you have a side hustle? Do you have something that you love to do that people will pay you for? Do you want to learn more about the Forex market, on how we help people do this online and don't even need to get dressed up for it? All right. Your job is not always going to be the one job, the one source of income that's going to get you to those happy places. All right. And here's the bonus one. I'm going to throw this one in here. I'm going to wrap it up. The one thing you don't want to do is pay the seller's closing cost. Oh my goodness. I just recently came across a listing and I just lost so much respect for this real estate agent when I saw it. He suggested anybody that wants to buy this particular house in your offer, you may want to pay the seller's closing cost. What kind of mess is that? So in addition to the stuff that you got to pay for as the buyer, you got to pay your down payment, closing costs, any other repair work or rehab work that you want to do. But they had the balls to say, yo, pay some more closing costs. And that could be anywhere between maybe 5 and 8% more of the sales price. They had the audacity to ask the buyer, in order for your offer to take priority, you would want to suggest paying some of the seller's closing costs. That's where we are these days, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be fearful of the market. If you have some questions about Maryland and DC market, I'm your lady to let you know about it. If you want to know about what other sources of income that may work for you, maybe Forex doesn't work for you, but we're going to find another hustle that does work for you. Let me know. Let's connect and let's find out what is your purpose, because there is a purpose that everyone has. And we're going to find out how can you get paid for your purpose. This may be the thing that's going to help you start saving and building money so that you can purchase that house, so that you can get whatever you need extra so that you can be comfortable in your home. Let's put it that way. All right. So you guys want to follow me on LorieWoodruff.com. If you have any other questions, certainly set up an appointment so we can talk one-on-one to find out what is it going to take to get me to the next level so that I can purchase my home. What does it take for me to start talking investments? Like what kind of things are trending out there that I can get into with the amount that I may be starting out with. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and I appreciate you guys tuning in.